What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We back at it again with another video, and this video was requested from one of you. I forget your name. Sorry about that. I was been supposed to do this, but I'm just doing it now. I did the anime rock paper scissors video, and one of you suggested that I check out the behind the scenes because there was more to it than what I was speaking to in that video. So we decided to find the video on the Corridor Crew channel, and we're gonna check it out right now. So without further ado, let's get to the video. This is a long one, so bear with me.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could film yourself and easily turn into anything you want?
For sure. Ad already? I don't know if that's copyright, so we're going to mute that. If you haven't seen the anime rock, paper, scissors, you can watch it on my channel. I'll link my reaction to it, and then I'll link the original video to it. So I can check that out after this. Oh, we can skip. Okay, cool.
It was at the time that Dean and Fenner went out and made that Spider-Verse short, and I set off on a personal quest to use this tech to enable me to make my very own anime.
And you did the damn thing.
Sherlock Holmes our way through this and engineer a solution to this flickery problem. And the first clue was Jurassic Park. 6 months ago, a user on YouTube named Hops uploaded an experiment. He had processed Jurassic Park to look like low-poly Zelda. And he used an interesting new technique to noisify the image. And he had achieved excellent results. So I'll explain. Every time you process an image, the noise that you put on top changes. Therefore, the forms in the image get changed every frame. If we freeze that noise, things become a lot more solid in the image, but now it kind of feels like the image is moving underneath a weird warp layer, and the details stay inconsistent.
I don't know what he's talking about.
The Jurassic Park video is simple. If we can turn noise into an image, let's just reverse an image back into the noise it would have come from. Literally just do it backwards. Therefore, the noise is no longer randomly changing every frame, nor is it locked. If the two frames are nearly the same, so is their fuzzy, noised up versions. And therefore, they get interpreted in a similar way. So we had one piece to the puzzle solved. No more random noise on our image. But I tried to make my video look like a cartoon, and every frame was being drawn with a different cartoon style. So we fixed one problem just to encounter another problem. Dead end? Well, no. Because around this time, style models were becoming a thing in the stable diffusion space. A person named Nitrosock started creating some amazing diffusion models built to convert your image into one specific style. So then it dawned on us. This was the key to eliminating the style flicker. Like imagine telling 100 different people to draw a cartoon dog. You're going to get 100 different dogs back. Now imagine giving everyone a character style sheet saying, draw a cartoon dog exactly like this. The images are going to look a lot more similar. So we had to train our own model, specifically on only one style that we wanted to replicate. Another big step
I told y'all that Castlevania anime, whatever style that is, that's what they're doing here. I'm jacking that.
We uncovered another new problem. On tests I performed on myself, the features on the face were still changing and jumping all over the place. So the idea hit us. We made a video where we trained ourselves into a diffusion model so that we could tell an epic fantasy story. Why not do that here? I trained a model to not only replicate a specific style, but also specifically know a character, me. I trained it on images of me wearing the same clothes on the same green screen background that I was using for my test sequence. And suddenly, boom, everything locked in. The consistency between frames was hugely improved. Well, almost. It still wasn't quite perfect.
Yeah, it's still kind of shifting, yeah.
Who have worked with crappy video files, surely we must have a tool in our arsenal to deal with light flickering. So we applied the deflicker plugin in DaVinci Resolve, and we set it to remove flickering light. And it was that simple. Suddenly, we were there. It was working.
Okay.
We had a consistent,
little deflicker,
emotive cartoon character. And it was all just driven with video of us on a green screen.
That's clean. That's clean.
I think we've cracked a workflow here for getting something that looks like a cartoon, and it's pretty bonkers.
It's working, you know. Yeah. I think we could do maybe a couple more experiments, but it's like ready to rock. I think Nico has figured out the key to creating a consistent character.
So now it was time to make that anime that I've always wanted to make. Because as you've seen on the channel, we have our anime videos, anime fidget spinners, anime self-driving cars, anime baseball. But they're all filmed for real because we don't run an animation studio, and it's very hard to do so these days.
It very much
so I've had
is.
this idea forever. Anime, rock, paper, scissors. What is the ultimate rock, paper, scissors game? Two twin princes, born at the same time, equal claim to the throne. And it must be decided that day the king has died. And rock, paper, scissors must happen. So we wrote this short film. The next step is to treat it like a cartoon, which means recording the dialogue first.
So Nico, who are you playing today?
I'm playing Philip, and I have no idea what voice I'm gonna use. I figured that we would start and saying like,
yeah, just go through a few lines and then like we'll throw a filter or two on it to help nail the vibe.
My character is Jules. My research here, I just remember the shot of Clint in here screaming into a microphone. I'm just gonna channel Clint today. Nico has said that you whisper and then you scream and there's no in between.
Full dynamics. You go really quiet and you get really loud and you do full volume compensation on there, so it just sounds like somehow you have this incredible presence where even your quietest moments are as loud as your screams.
So Dean and I, we did the voice acting first, and we just blew out our vocal cords, yelling as loud as we could.
This is already way more work than I thought they put into this. Like, to the point where it's like, I don't know why animators and people are like downplaying this, because this still takes about as much work as it takes to, no, it still takes a lot of work. It takes less work than it does to hand draw and animate everything, but there's still a lot of work, and there's still a lot of human involvement in it, you know? So I don't think this is taking away anything from actual animators. It's just like how people say like cash is going to be a thing of the past. I don't think so, because cash is still widely used. Cash is still a viable system, and cryptocurrency, obviously, as we've seen, well, how the market just crashed, is not as sturdy or reliable as the dollar, even though the dollar system that we use, you know, is not very reliable either, but it's more reliable than cryptocurrency at the moment.
So after we did that, we then designed the costumes for each character, basically just went on Etsy and bought some goofy clothes.
Well, look at this high-level costuming here. Oh no, we lost like half the tape. What we're trying to do is, you see all these doodads here is not going to be great for the anime style, because this kind of intricate detail wouldn't be included in the illustrations, because it would just mean more pencil mileage for the animators. So we're covering all that up with a color that's similar to the rest of the costume. Once this is put into the animation space, all this jank gets covered up with beautiful illustrated lines.
What we did on the green screen is we basically imagined that we were puppets, right? We were puppeteering a cartoon character. So we're posing like the cartoon character, and we're not doing any audio recording. Instead, the audio is already recorded like a real cartoon, and we're out there just going.
Oh, so you didn't even have to say the lines. You could just say whatever. You could just mouth it, and then like they'll make it come out. I didn't know that. I thought you had to actually say the line. That's kind of crazy. Wait, hold on. Hold on a second. I had to answer a text real quick. I didn't know that. That's interesting, though. That's very interesting.
Because
I thought they had to record all that.
Trying to treat it like a cartoon. So there's a specific way we have to film this. We're basically gathering assets, almost like we're gathering paper cutouts that we're going to then pose in our comic book. A lot of these shots are just us standing in a position, and we just need a single frame, because a lot of animation is just single frames of characters standing there against the background while you hear dialogue. And there's a couple of rules that we've discovered that we have to follow for this. So first and foremost, the style that we're matching, it basically has single direction lighting. It's not like you have characters that are painted with a beautiful edge light and a key light and a fill light and a different direction for an underlight. Like, to actually have to paint that stuff onto a cell would be a lot of work. And so a lot of cartoons don't do that. They just stick to a basic light tone, dark tone shading system at most. And oftentimes it's just a single paint color. At the end of the day, we get to take risks. We get to try things that might break it, because, boy, look at this giant crew we have. Oh wait, we have like 2 people and an actor. Right? It's like, in Hollywood, you'd have 100 people on set doing a big movie. So we don't need costume department, we don't need makeup department, we don't need a crazy camera department. Right now, we're just being very, very simple and very, very straightforward, and just focusing on the concept. Sam and I spent a lot of time conceptualizing these shots, because at the end of the day, anime, it's just really all about tying your visual language to the story and really getting into there, stylizing it. thinking about things metaphorically, all that kind of stuff. Once again, it's your ideas that matter, right? It's your direction, your story, because the AI takes it the rest of the way. I love it. It's such an awesome way to work.
For more than a century, the products we design have been constrained by the capabilities of processes such as machining, molding, and casting. And the economics of manufacturing have been limited by the need to invest in fixed tooling and equipment. Additive
Hey guys, so we are commemorating the launch of this anime rock paper scissors video with an awesome limited edition shirt. It's only
that's tough.
7 days, available in tee and long sleeve tee. It's super
Damn,
cool.
I'll
It's
shout
designed
it.
by
Damn.
humans. And once again, it's 7 days only. These are limited editions.
I know them
Snag one
shits
right
is
now.
gone.
Also, if you want a little tip here, come over here. So subscriptions to our website cost $3.99 a month, but subscribers get a 15% discount on all merch. So if you really want to get cool, you could go and subscribe to our website and then use that discount, and then basically it's the same price, plus now you have a free 1 month of subscription to our website. Just saying.
Damn, they got a whole business going. Corridor Crew. I never heard of these guys. I've seen a couple other videos. I think they did like a I think I saw the fidget spinner one. And then I think they did one on like Terminator, with that scene where the other Terminator, the dude that turned into liquid, he kind of phased through the shit. I don't know if these are the same people, but yeah, they got a whole business going. They're not playing. They are not playing.
Don't tell anyone I told you that. This is between us. Cool. All right.
So now that I walked you guys through the theory and the techniques that we're going to try to apply here, let me show you the workflow that we came up with that led us to 120 effect shots for this piece. So here's the video of me on the green screen, in costume, doing all the acting with the lip sync, right? So what we want to do is we want to have the AI basically trace this, to trace it in a cartoon style. Because we need to train a model to both know what I look like, as well as what style we want to apply. So when we were on the green screen filming, once we were done, we also took a bunch of pictures of me. My face, my body, different poses, some full body shots, pictures of my back, different lighting.
He had the T-pose. You had to hit him with the T-pose.
Hey, there I am doing like the weird Fonzie point. So then we went and we took a bunch of frames from Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which is an anime that came out in about the year 2000. It's actually free on YouTube. You can just go watch it if you want to. It's actually pretty cool. And we tried to grab frames of like different people, some.
Yeah, like you see, it was the Vampire D style. I know some of y'all probably gonna get on my ass for that. Like as this video gets more views and gets more popular and shit. Why does he keep saying Castlevania? Because to me, it kind of invoked more of that Castlevania anime that came out. That's on Netflix. It invoked that more than Vampire Hunter D, even though this is what they base it off of. That's just my opinion. Vampire Hunter D is a great anime, though. Don't get me wrong. Great OG anime. Definitely check that out if you haven't.
Face shots, some torso shots, full body shots, hands, hair, even some abstract things like flowers. Because with all these different objects, with each picture effectively being a different object, a different character, when we train the model, it's not going to learn any single subject. Instead, it's going to learn the style in which all these subjects were drawn. One little fun little thing here. If you look at the Vampire
I like that. I like that sweater. What was that's corduroy? Hold on.
In which all these subjects were drawn.
I like this sweater. It's like an acid wash corduroy material. That's kind of clean. I don't know. That's kind of vibey. I kind of like that. That's kind of vibey.
Fun little thing here. If you look at the Vampire Hunter D data set, you'll notice there's no characters with full beards, because there aren't any characters with full beards in the movie. And this was a problem actually when we first made the model, and it tried to represent me. Sometimes I'd have a mustache, sometimes I'd have mutton chops. It'd be all over the place. So I generated a bunch of pictures of me. Some of them looked good, most of them didn't. But I took the good ones and I re-added them back into the data set, and then trained the model one more time. I made a new one. Nico Perringer in the style of Vampire Hunter D. There it is. It's me as an anime man. And notice it's got the costume details correct.
But you know what? Now that I see the process of it, I see why a lot of animators get mad and a lot of people are like not down with this, because you didn't take the time to draw that. You had a machine draw it. You took pictures, put it in the machine, and then fed the machine pictures of somebody else's animation style. So you're stealing somebody else's animation style. So I get that's where the artistic integrity comes in, or lack thereof. So I definitely understand that.
It's got my face features correct, my beard. It's the same character every single time. At least consistent enough every single frame. So we got the model done, and now we can use this for all the shots of me.
So I've just received a fantastic plate from Nico. What I'm gonna do now is take the individual images and we're gonna run each one through Stable Diffusion to get an animated character. You have our positive prompts, which are Vamp Hunt D, aesthetic, style, cell animation of Nico Paringer, man, beard, profile, fist, hand. But we also have this negative prompt section, which can steer us away from certain things, like detailed, intricate, lazy eye, photography, render, CGI. These are all the things that we want to avoid coming out. And then basically there's a bunch of freaking sliders and it's really boring. And there's all that stuff that Nico goes into way more depth over on corridordigital.com because we don't want to bog you guys down here with the really silly specific stuff. But there's a bunch of processes that are laying on top of that image to image process. And the output is this. There is a really cool animated frame of Nico. There is actually an interpretive element to what the AI is doing. There's blue shading on the fur on his shoulders and basically two-tone shading in his face. It's a really incredible process that we've gotten way too used to at this point. We kind of forget how crazy this technology is. So what's great is that we can just now run the entire image sequence with this prompt and these settings. It's working really well. But, you know, there's a few janky frames, like his head just pops in for a second and then pops back out. Little inconsistencies, but they only exist on a single frame basis, you know? If only there was a way to kind of remove a little bit of this flicker and smooth out this sequence into a nice, consistent character.
Is there a way, though?
He's giving me this whole image sequence now. Let's check it out.
I don't know if this copyright, so we don't want that. That's a big ass book bag. I ain't gonna lie. You could put everything in there.
Not bad. It's a little flickery, but like it's consistent, right? You can see the character, you can see some of the mouth moving. Right, so we take this shot, I'm gonna pop it open in Fusion here in Resolve. So the next thing we need to add is the deflicker. There's two different modes, one for time lapse and one for fluorescent lights. And if we turn on the fluorescent light deflicker, check out the difference. Much better.
Way
And if it's
smoother,
not good
yeah.
enough, here's how we fix it. Copy, paste, 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 paste.
And just keep applying it. Yep.
So now we
Yep.
have
It's just like when you. It's just like when you doing. When you doing audio, like if something ain't loud enough, like you can't get the compressor settings right or the gain stages right, just double it. Just double it. Just duplicate it. I know that presents some type of problems like within the stereo image, like if you're an audio engineer, but like fuck it, just double it. Nobody's gonna notice.
All these deflickers turned on. Look how stable my face and my costume are. The next step is just to pull a green screen key and remove the background. And then finally, reduce the frame rate from 24 frames per second to 12 to look a little bit more like animation and remove even more of that flickering feeling. Now that we have an anime man, we need an anime world for him to live in. That's where Sam comes in.
That's impressive.
So very early on in the process, we're thinking, how do we get consistency in these shots? We want one environment, one location. So I'm using a environment in Unreal Engine as the foundation for everything. And just like the video, how we're taking a video still frame and then applying a style to that, I'm taking a render from Unreal and applying a style to that. That allows us to have consistency. We can go close up, we can do wide angles, all the same objects in the scene, stay consistent. Here's our cathedral here. I think it was called the Gothic Interior Mega Pack.
I think doing all of this honestly would cut probably like versus like animators doing all of this by hand and then putting it in a computer versus what these guys are doing to make a full like episode. I would say you're saving about 15 to 20% of time doing it this way. If you know what you're doing, like these guys do, and you figure out, you get over all of the hurdles. So, but I get it from an artistic integrity standpoint. It's kind of like, yeah, you're just stealing designs from other people. You guys are not hand drawing it into the computer.
The moment I saw the screenshot of this environment on the marketplace, I knew it was perfect.
That was tough. Yeah, that's tough.
We've done some of the lighting, little modifications here and there to make it match the vibe a little bit better. It is just bleeding with sweet, intricate, detailed Gothic style, and it's just right for taking cool pictures of. I have a camera placed for every shot in the piece, and if we go back out here, look at that. Look at all these cameras. Every single one of these cameras is a different angle for different background light. So shot 250, it's waist up shot, maybe something like here-ish. Yeah, there we go. So I'm not even gonna render these out with like the normal renderer. I'm literally just gonna take screenshots of this stuff. So screenshot, boop. All right, it's a whip pan, so let's pan over, boop. Pan over. Boop. And maybe one more just for kicks. Boop. All right, so now I've gotten 4 images. Stable Diffusion kind of takes it from there. Let's go to my handy dandy prompt sheet of all the different little prompts I've tried out. Believe this one right here. Expressive oil painting, dark, beautiful Gothic cathedral interior, hyper detailed brush strokes, expressive Japanese 1990s, 90s anime movie background, oil painting, matte painting. Negative prompts, blurry. I'm all set. Let's take a look.
Boom.
All right, so that's basically
Holy smokes.
what the process looks like for all these backgrounds.
Now you see how he just did that in like 2 minutes? That would probably take a person drawing that on a computer and getting it just right. That would probably take them at the very least hours. I'm not too familiar, but if y'all familiar, comment. I'm glad I reacted to this. Thank you to whoever suggested that I look at this, because now I'm getting a whole new perspective, and now my mindset is changing on this kind of stuff. Not for better or worse, but it's definitely changing, or not changing, just expanding.
Background plates. Now that these background plates are processed, the shot has everything it needs to get composited.
Basically in anime, there's no 3D moves. It's all either painted backgrounds or cell animated characters. So we wanted to stay true to that. So for these shots, we have a script that was created by Nico that has everything we need. It's got lens distortion, it's got
That looks
glows,
so
it's got
confusing.
light rays, it's got all this cool stuff. Basically we just drop our foreground, our background, and the final output is pretty close to what you want. And you just go in and animate little things and add a little bit of flourish. Here you can see I have the backgrounds that Sam made, and I actually just went into Photoshop and blended them together so you can see the edges kind of smooth out. I took those backgrounds and I just literally animated them scrolling past. And so you can see as well, we've added some directional blur, some lens blur, and then we land on these 2 windows and do a final little push in. So once we drop Nico on top of that, you can see there's this very dynamic effect that's achieved just by literally moving 2D images behind him. On top of that, we have this cool plugin called Light Rays, which creates these beautiful rays of light, and we're using the plate
that's
of
cool.
Nico to actually obscure those rays. So it really marries Nico to the environment. What we're also adding to emphasize this motion, we took some of the 3D elements of the candelabras from the Unreal scene, we isolated them, and we also turned them into kind of animated candelabras. So you can see here, as the camera's moving, you just whip a candelabra by.
Put it by, yeah.
To kind of
In the
emphasize
foreground, yeah.
the idea that the camera is literally orbiting
around the character.
Classic anime fashion. To really emphasize the motion, we bring in these speed lines. Right here at the end, we have a couple more anime lines to emphasize the point, because that's a very important character moment. He's challenging my character. So all of that together with a little bit of lens effects. And then the final piece are these glows, which kind of emulate a film camera, because that's how anime used to be shot back in the days. Animation cells would be filmed through a film camera. So we try to emulate those glows.
I didn't know that.
We get a sweet shot that I can send back to Nico, and he can drop it right in the edit.
One thing I want to talk about is the democratization of this process. This is a situation here where we're looking at a piece of software that's free, that anyone has access to.
Right.
A process here that we're sharing openly with everyone, because everyone's openly shared knowledge with us, with everyone. And the way this technology is developing, I want to be able to create really cool things. But the only way I can create really cool things is with the help of other people helping make the technology to create those really cool things. And so, since we've learned and are utilizing an open source program with a lot of contributions from people, I want to give back and I want to contribute our knowledge and put it out there so that you can go and make animations and people can experiment and improve upon the process, helping all of us get better. So in this video, I'm trying to make a point of really going through the process in a way that's interesting, but I'm not necessarily getting into a click-by-click tutorial. For those of you who want that, we actually have that on our website, corridordigital.com.
You gotta pay for it though.
And of course, with everybody's support, that's why this video is even possible. That's why we're able to take, 4 or 5 people and spend 2 months just working on an anime about rock, paper, scissors.
You gotta put I bet you it's behind the paywall though. I'll bet money it's behind the paywall.
It's thanks to all the support from the members at corridordigital.com. So with practice, we've got this process dialed in. Shot by shot, we just started getting faster and better. And at this point, we are blowing through the piece and it is working. It's incredibly exciting. Now, most people in the office haven't actually seen much of this yet. So we're gonna get it wrapped up here with the sound and music and all that good stuff. I'm gonna show it to them. Let's see what they think. Let's see if we can blow their minds.
The final
done.
anime.
We theoretically have everything dropped in, haven't watched it yet, just exported it, and everybody's gonna watch it with us.
I think it's safe to say that most of us here have not seen anything.
I've seen one completed shot, and it absolutely blew my mind, and I can't wait to see the rest of it.
I have not seen it with the sound design, and that is what I'm super excited for because Kevin Senzaki is so good at what he does. And man, mwah.
I'm here for Kevin.
Damn right you are.
Is your website bounce rate?
I don't know if it is, but I hope it is. I do have a website, www.justicefalls.com. You go in there for my latest and greatest content.
I challenge you! Brother! You! Shoot!
Yeah, you gotta see the video. I'm gonna link my reaction to this video if you want to check out my reaction. If you to that, it was kind of over the top because it kind of surprised me, like the way they put it all together.
It feels like a real anime in real life. And that's what it is.
There's like all sorts of wacky AI jank that creeps in, but you're so used to it that it doesn't feel like jank anymore.
Yeah.
The song that Sam found for the ending, Fender made this amazing shot where my fist comes down and there's just this anime blast that happens, and then you just have this drum roll coming. Yeah, it just all melds, and then you just get kind of lost in it.
Are we gonna get another one? Dean is coming back to seek vengeance.
At the end of all the anime videos, we always do one of those montages of like, and now here's all the things that happen afterwards, which are like supposed to be like the end credit joke, but this one is the ultimate fast forward a whole season in this montage.
Son.
And like,
Yeah, it was good, yo. You gotta check it out.
Story here, but we were just like spitballing random shots.
If we get to do another one, it's entirely up to CorridorDigital.com subscribers. We have a tutorial on how we do this whole thing, plus a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Want to check it out and support us? Help us make more stuff like this? Super cool.
Nico, you know, this is a fun video and all, but I'm genuinely curious.
Gonna challenge him now. He's gonna challenge him now.
Brother.
I'm proud of you both. Yeah.
I'll make you proud.
You dare? One.
In real life, it happens at normal speed.
Okay. 1, 2, wait, shoot, wait. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Hey. Okay, that was cool. That was cool, man. And see, this is the stuff I'm talking about, like AI, you know, Disney animated reacts to AI animation, and just by the look on his face, you know, I'm thinking he probably pays it his respects. Was not really, you know what I'm saying, not really fucking. Oh, shout out to Lil Majin, hitting 200K subs. That's dope. Hopefully, you know, not hopefully, one day we will get to 200K subs. Right now, we trying to focus on getting to 1,000. So if you like what you see here in this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, go in the channel, check out. I got over 600 videos. Out of all of that, there's something you're gonna like. So just scroll through. I got it all set up in categories. You can click through and see what you like. If you like more stuff like this, go to the gaming news and reaction side of it. No, go to the social commentary section. I'll probably put this on the social commentary. You know, if you like more gaming stuff, go to the gaming stuff, right? So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. So y'all already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We out.